Hello and welcome back to episode 3 of FC26 Spin the Wheel series, brought to you by me, Bevchenko. Unfortunately, we lost Nikola Milenkovic to Napoli before the end of the transfer window, thanks to the wheel. We managed to keep hold of Elliot Anderson, which was a key player of ours, and we continued our unbeaten start to the season, including an historic 7-0 win over West Ham United, whose defence was all over the place. However, the fixtures now ramp up. We've got our Europa League match coming up, and we've got Arsenal next, so expect the games to get tough once again. Let's get cracking. If you're new to the FC26 Spin the Wheel series, the rules can be found below in the description. And if you've got any ideas you'd like to put forward on how we can make this a more impactful series, then feel free to comment below as we now look forward to our game against Arsenal. A trip to the Emirates awaits. Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest. Our biggest game of the season so far. A real test of where we're at. We have lost players. We've lost Chris Wood. We lost Nikola Milenkovic, both first team starters. We haven't brought anyone in. Should be a tough game, but we are the team to beat at the moment. Unbeaten in three games, 3 wins in the league, and a victory over Sheffield United in the Carabao Cup. Hudson-Odoi loses possession. Bakary Saka plays it back to Gabriel. Arsenal knocking it around for fun. Saka in space. Murillo needs to be careful here. Gyökeres. Back to Salah, who's dictating already. Declan cannot afford Arsenal to take a single shot. Not sure how Ange Ball's going to cope with this. Anderson can't get through. Odegaard's looking for space. Murillo backs off. Wins the ball back. Great play by Murillo. Arsenal once again in possession. Trossard. Anderson picks up the ball. Callum Hudson-Odoi breaks away down the left. He's got no help. Plays it back to Nico Williams. And Forest take it all the way back. Even start so far. 14 minutes in. Forest keep getting the ball away. Bakary Saka plays Gyökeres in. There's a chance. Great save by Matt Sells with his feet. It's a corner to Arsenal. No, Gyökeres was offside. Quite fortunate. Forest just keep giving the ball away. Elliot Anderson this time. Have to keep the ball against Arsenal. Odegaard. Declan Rice. Forest dropping back. Not very Ange Ball style, but needs must. Elliot Anderson tries to win it back. And does so. Great play. Morgan is right on the ball for the first time today. Great ball. We've got a breakthrough here. Callum Hudson-Odoi gets down the left. Needs support. There's no support. Arsenal are just back in numbers. And once again, just giving the ball away the ball needlessly. I don't think he saw Gyökeres there. Saliba. Gabriel. Arsenal just passing it around for fun, as you'd expect. Great atmosphere at the Emirates today. Dan N'Doye wins the ball back. Plays it to Callum Wendo. Dan N'Doye. He's got a chance here. There's a chance for Nottingham Forest. If he can find someone in the box, there's no one there. So poor cross out. Douglas Luiz has smashed the ball from just outside the area. And it looks like Declan Rice has handled the ball. Let's have a look at the replay. That is not a penalty. So VAR is going to intervene here. And we will miss this penalty. We'll make sure we change the kicker this time to someone who's really bad at penalties. There we go. Matt Sells will take the penalty. It was only fair. It would have been a very harsh penalty to concede. In the fair nature of the game, we will always have a VAR decision for penalties. Obviously, there was a bit of controversy in the West Ham game in the previous episode where we actually scored a penalty we were trying to miss. It didn't affect the overall result too much in that game. Dan and Doy. Plays it to Morgan Gibbs-White. Pings it over to Callum Hudson-Odoi. Interesting hold-up play by Callum Hudson-Odoi there with 360 spin. Nico Williams on the ball. Looking for a bit of support. Callum Hudson-Odoi provides it. Big cross comes in. Here's a chance. Dan and Doy heads it wide. Half chances created by Forest so far. 3 shots, none on target. But it has been all Arsenal for possession. Just cannot get the ball off this Arsenal team. Gyökeres causing a bit of trouble down the middle with his strength. Ødegaard. Elliot Anderson's covering him. They're in big trouble here. And the shot comes in. And it's half time. First half going fast. And it's 0-0 here at the Emirates. I would have taken a draw before the game. Will we get one by full time? Declan Rice advancing forward. Plays it through to Ødegaard, who's got the better of Elliot Anderson there. But once again, typical Arsenal. Turn it around. Looking to keep that possession. DiMarco playing for Arsenal at the moment. Looks like in a left-back position. Arsenal just playing it round at the back. Just looking for an opening in the midfield. And they've got it. Gyökeres now picks up the ball from Declan Rice. Puts it back again. Elliot Anderson wins the ball back, but quickly loses possession. This is where Forest have the chance to go on the counter. If we can pick the ball up in the middle. Saka looking to get a shot away. Forest on the break. Dan and Doy's got a lot of work to do here. There's too many defenders on him. He's kept possession. Ola Aina. He's beating the back line. There's no one there, though. Big cross comes in to Callum Hudson-Odoi. Can he keep the ball? He does. Plays it to Elliot Anderson, who's open on the edge of the box. Elliot Anderson with a chance. And he puts it wide. I don't know what he's complaining about to the referee there. How wide was this? That was very, very close to being 1-0 to Nottingham Forest. Chances are happening. Trossard. Ola Aina's following him. He hasn't picked him up, though. Ola Aina has absolutely made a pig's ear of that. Nico Williams clears it away. There's another chance here for Forest. Gibbs-White on the break. Callum Hudson-Odoi takes it away. He's got too much on him. Plays it back to Nico Williams. Back into the middle for Elliot Anderson, who loses the ball once again. I think he was trying to pass it to Morgan Gibbs-White, but it's way out of the direction it was supposed to be going. Gaps opening up for Arsenal here. Declan Rice dancing on the ball. Ola Aina's out of position. Oh, and Declan Rice has broke through. Trossard with a chance. He doesn't take the shot. And Forest got to be careful. Trossard picks it up in the box. Blocked by Murillo. And the follow-up shot by Ødegaard is easily collected by Matt Sells. Dan and Doy looking for some support. He finds it. There's no help here at all. Forest playing it back. Playing quite well, Forest, despite not much happening. Pass accuracy is 79% for Forest. Feels about 23. Erdegaard dances around Elliot Anderson, and a shot comes in from Gyökeres. But it's no trouble for Matt Sells from that distance. Ola Aina plays it to Dan and Doyle. We've got a chance here. Ball down the line. Morgan Gibbs-White looking for support with Callum Mwendo. One to beat. Will he take the shot on? He does. And it's a save. Falling in, Callum Hudson-Odoi. On target. But Hinch Capi, if that's how it's pronounced, blocks the header. And Backwards going to come on to provide some much needed support for Forest in a minute. Douglas Luiz puts the ball in. Elliot Henderson. And it's another penalty shout, I believe. Nope, it's the other way. Handball by Nottingham Forest. Elliot Anderson coming off for Mr. Nottingham Forest, Ryan Yates. 5 minutes to go. Can Forest get a point out of this? Or even better, can they find a win? Very even affair so far. The header goes through. Morgan Gibbs-White just loses out there to Gabriel. We've got a player down injured. Not sure who it is at the moment. Looks like Douglas Luiz. Gibbs-White loses possession. DeMarco on the break. Douglas Luiz is injured. He can't get back. Ryan Yates is beaten in the air. Gyökeres with the header and saved. 0-0 at the Emirates. Forest will happily take that point. Big boos from the Arsenal faithful. I think they thought they were going to win this one. So the games are coming thick and fast. We've now got a trip to West Yorkshire as Huddersfield play Nottingham Forest in the Carabao Cup. Obviously we beat Sheffield United. I believe it was 1-0 in the first round. So a trip to West Yorkshire. 9 changes to the starting lineup. On the Aku Stadium in Huddersfield. And it looks like a dreary weather here in West Yorkshire. Kasumu plays it through to Castledine. It's blocked. Wins the ball back, gets a shot away. Romani making his debut for us today. Since his move from Napoli. There he is on the ball. Plays it to Zinchenko. Looks for a bit of support. Elliot Anderson's still there. Ryan Yates starting today as well. He loses the ball. Murato wins it back in midfield. Great play by Murato, who then loses the ball himself. Savannah beating it right back there. Bits of tricks from the West Ham player. Forest really needs to get a move on here because they're going to concede at this rate. Blocked. John Victor picks up the ball. Another signing from Botafogo in the summer. That's his second start today. Played in the last game. Zinchenko penalised for handball there, I believe. Huddersfield take the short one. No. Bizarre shot from Sorensen comes in. Out wide on the volley. Forest not really touched the ball yet in the first 13 minutes. Murato played out to Savannah. Giving the ball away, Ryan Yates. Romani playing the ball out with ease. Zinchenko plays it to Mari Hutchinson. And Forest finally getting to the opposition half. It's taken 17 minutes to actually do something. Through ball didn't quite work there. Right idea. Harness down the wing. He's got a bit of pace as the winger. Castledine. Still comes out with the ball. Savannah plays it across. Zinchenko, bit of a tricky position. Loses the ball. Back to Huddersfield on the edge of the box. And Murato cleans up once again. Forest really are struggling against these Huddersfield tactics, which is quite bizarre, really, when you're considering how well they played against Arsenal. But big changes today. Lost the ball again. Gibbs White this time. Ever present this season. Bakwa nearly making a breakthrough. Bakwa wins the ball back. There's just no help whatsoever coming through. Some strength by Sorensen. Pace of Amari Hutchinson managed to get him out of trouble there. Anderson plays it to Gibbs White. It's a nice little play between the two. Once again, they're doing more. Through ball there to Igor Jesus, but it doesn't come off. Igor Jesus flagged for offside there. Amari wins the ball back. Great play by Amari Hutchinson. Looks for Morgan Gibbs White. Takes a touch. Hits it. 6 yards wide by the captain, Morgan Gibbs White. Gooch plays it to Kasumu. Castledine has played quite well in midfield for Huddersfield today. The Terriers are looking to break once more. Savona with a great interception there. And here's a chance for Bakwa. Loses out to Miller. Forest cannot break down this final third. Elliot Anderson coming across. Stop Kamu advancing, and he does. May gets a shot in. He might get a second. Oh, great play by Murato. Counter attack by Forest. Anish ball started to come into play here. Amari Hutchinson is closing down by 3. Can he get a crossing? He does, but it's blocked by Wallace. Out for the first corner of the game. 46 minutes gone. This is probably last chance. Anderson on duties with Douglas Luiz injured. And there we have half-time whistle. 0-0 in Huddersfield. In the Carabao Cup, second game. No changes at half-time for Nottingham Forest. It's just that final third. They've got to get better at breaking through those lines. Aina on the ball now. He's had a quiet first half. He's not had the greatest of starts just now, giving the ball away. Ryan Yates seems very tired in his pace. May advancing. Turns on the ball, gets past Ryan Yates. Harness down the line. Can he get past Savona? He cannot. Here's a chance here for Forest. On the break, Morgan Gibbs White. Tries to get round him. Round the left back, Miller. Fails to do so. Intercepted by Zinchenko. The chance is coming. It feels like it's going to be down this left-hand side. Amari's playing quite well. And there we go, Amari. Can he get past the player? Puts a couple of tricks in. Lays it back to Zinchenko. Puts the cross in. Ryan Yates plays the ball across the backward. There's no help. There's no help. Elliot Henderson gets a shot in, but it's blocked. And Huddersfield look to counter. Forest are already back in numbers. So it shouldn't be an issue. Referee. Offside there by Huddersfield. Forest win back possession. Romani had a quiet game, which is probably a good thing for a defender. Aina to Bakwa. Bakwa, full of pace. It's not a great ball across. Hutchinson wins it back. Can he make something happen? Morgan Gibbs White can. Oof, he loses the ball with trying to play Igor Jesus through a tight window there. Cannot see a goal in this game at all. Backward. Needs some help. Trying too much is Morgan Gibbs-White. Can't blame him. May have to make some subs if this goes to extra time. Ideally, we want to win this in the 90. Kasumu with a breakthrough, and the shot comes to nothing from Huddersfield. Once again, Huddersfield restricted to long-range shots, but they're getting shots in, which is a lot more than we're getting. Ball over the top to Igor Jesus. Watmar clears it easily. Kasuma's playing really well in that floating midfield position he's got going on. Huddersfield playing good stuff here. And he's broke the line. Cross coming in. And here's a chance. Excellent save by Matt Sells to stop it from being 1-0 Huddersfield. Mari Hutchinson there fouled. Should be a yellow card for Huddersfield. Callum Hudson-Odoi going to come on for him now. And McGuan gets booked for Huddersfield. Terrible ball again. What am I doing? Castledine. Can Callum Hudson-Odoi create some magic? Forest were on the break when that foul came in. Wills puts the ball in. Morato clears once again. Gibbs-White on the break. He manages to get the ball away to Backward. Should have some pace. Igor Jesus is not making a run though. He's taking it down to the corner. Looking for help. Morgan Gibbs-White. No. Kasumu once again. Clears the ball. Backward playing it through to Savona, who's managed to get far up the pitch. Here's a chance. Igor Jesus. Saved by Goodman. It's the first save of the day for Huddersfield. 92nd minute. There's a chance for Nottingham Forest to win the game. We go to extra time. Oh no, we're going straight to penalties in the Carabao Cup. John Victor. Igor Jesus needs to score here. Fortunate. Miller against the imposing John Victor. And it's saved. The captain, Morgan Gibbs-White. Off the post. He's missed. Can Gooch put Huddersfield ahead? He does. Low and hard into the bottom corner. Elliot Anderson. Dispatches it nicely. All even after 3 penalties. Castledine. Straight in the bottom corner once again. Some good penalties. Unfortunately, they're not for us at the moment. Callum Hudson-Odoi. Great penalty. Straight in the top corner. Wiles. Needs to score. John Victor went early and still couldn't get it. 3 perfect penalties by Huddersfield. Forest and Backward need to score to stay in the shootout. And it's saved. Nottingham Forest are out of the Carabao Cup on penalties to Huddersfield Town. Some great penalties by Huddersfield. Unbelievable. Forest fans shocked. Shocked. The first defeat of the season, and it didn't come at the Emirates. It came at Huddersfield in the Carabao Cup. So those 8 changes didn't pay off. However, Burnley next. A trip to Turf Moor. Douglas Luiz is fit and ready to play. The first team is back together. So Turf Moor. Forest need to redeem themselves after that defeat. I know it was a heavily changed team. Morgan Gibbs-White playing another game today. Started with a bit of determination. And Douglas Luiz wins the surely that went out for a corner. Kalimuendo scored 5 against. Was it 5? No, it was 4 against Huddersfield Town. He scored 4 against West Ham United in the last home game. So, third away game on the bounce for Forest. Trip to London, trip to West Yorkshire, and now a trip over the Pennines to Lancashire. Morgan Gibbs-White loses the ball again. Hartman. Florentino. Another player that Forest looked at in the past. Florentino. Nice little CDM. Morgan Gibbs-White blocks the ball but can't keep it in play. Florentino loses the ball. Quick play of the ball by Forest. Anderson plays it to Kalimuendo. He's looking for a bit of help. He gets it over the top from Morgan Gibbs-White, but it comes to nothing. Once again, Dan and Doy. Loses the ball. Douglas Luiz started well in this game as well. João Pedro's just scored for Chelsea against Manchester United. Douglas Luiz playing fantastic so far today. And he's still on the ball. Douglas Luiz loses the ball on the edge of the box. Elliot Anderson covering him. There we go. But Anthony has dispossessed Olaina. Got round him. Got to keep with your man, Olaina. Cullen plays it to Hannibal. Straight back over to Anthony. Dan and Doy's tracking. Can't get the ball from Burnley at the moment. It's like watching Brazil. Florentino. It's through. Broha. Hannibal on the edge of the box. Forest managed to get away, but they've given it back to Florentino. Florentino on the edge of the box again. Here, Forest on the attack. Counter attack. Elliot Anderson is looking for support. There is none. Kalimuendo stopped running. And they've lost the ball. Murillo's here. Murillo covering well. Nico's back. Nico Williams gets the ball back. Lovely play by Nico Williams. Forest looking to try and create something here. Kalimuendo down the line. No support in the middle. Plays it to Callum Hudson-Odoi. Central to Elliot Anderson. Douglas Luiz had a great start to the game. Lost the ball. And Anthony has outrun Dan and Doy here. Forest struggling in this game. Evenly matched. But Burnley have been in the more dangerous and attacking positions. Elliot Anderson's dispossesses his chance. Blocked. Broha, and another chance going, just banging. Douglas Luiz fouled there, but referee said play on. Just letting Murillo continue. Callum Hudson-Odoi down the wing. Need to create something here, Forest. Where's the support? Callum Hudson-Odoi tries to get a shot away, but it's blocked. Elliot Anderson just tracking, trying to win the ball back. Once again, Forest stopped on the edge of the box. 0-0 at the break. I think Burnley will be very happy with that so far. Dan and Doy with a long ranger. He saw the keeper off his line, but Dubravka managed to collect it. So that's the first shot on target for either team. So quite a dreadful game for the neutral. Referee says play on. Kalimuendo's down injured here. Might have to make a substitution. loosely giving the ball away once again. Calimundo seems okay now. Douglas Luiz having a fantastic game. Probably the best game he's played for us so far. Dan and Doy looking for support. He gets it in the middle from Douglas Luiz. Advances. Will he take a shot? Looks like he's going to. Absolutely smash that. But a great save by Dubravka. Calimundo is in bits and pieces here. He needs to get off the pitch. The ball is not going out of play. So it doesn't look a serious injury, but the longer it stays on the pitch, has he put Dan and Doy through? And it's offside. Dan and Doy was about to score. It was offside. Dan and Doy once again. We need to make a substitution now. So Igor Jesus will come on for Calimundo. Hannibal also coming off for Burnley. For Boudaoui. I'll let Aina manage to keep the ball. Morgan Gibbs-White giving the ball away. Forest need to make something happen here. Burnley knocking it around, look like they're happy for a point with 20 minutes to go. And who can blame them? It's all about survival for Burnley in this first season. Anthony once again looks a likely threat. Dan and Doy has won possession deep into enemy territory. And Morgan Gibbs-White with a chance. Another save by Dubravka. Backwards going to come on for Dan and Doy, who's been fantastic today. Morgan Gibbs-White gives the ball back to Douglas Luiz. Plays it across the end of Nico Williams. Here's a chance for Elliot Anderson, blocked. And Burnley regain possession. Knocking it around for fun in their defensive third. Handball here, I think. Yeah, handball against Nottingham Forest. Burnley will break. And the substitute is clear through. Off the crossbar. Great tackle by Nick. And a chance to come through, but it was a great tackle initially. Elliot Anderson just clears the ball. Gives away a corner. Turf Moor is bouncing now. They can smell a chance. Back over, poor header. Forest need to get out of here. Murillo not messing about there. Hoofs the ball to the halfway line. Forest reset. Pinned back into their own half. Burnley advance. Forest struggling to get the ball back here. Looks like it could be another 0-0 in the 90 minutes. Burnley knocking it around for fun here. Murillo steps out, blocks the ball well. Forest got to be very careful here in the closing stages. Last chance of the game. And he's beaten Nico Williams. Edwards puts the ball in. And Anderson puts it out for a corner. Surely the last chance of the game. Corner comes in. Header away by Callum Hudson-Odoi. And that's the end of the game. Another draw for Forest on the road. It was 0-0 at the Emirates. 0-0 in West Yorkshire against Huddersfield before losing on penalties. And now 0-0 at Turf Moor. 3 goalless games after a 7-0 demolition of West Ham at the end of the last episode. So that's all for today. 3 draws, 3 0-0s. Not the greatest of episodes for entertainment. However, we are out of the Carabao Cup after losing on penalties to Huddersfield. Join us tomorrow for our next episode when we start our Europa League campaign. We need to get off to a good start in that one. Hopefully the goals will come. We've got a couple of injuries to deal with. If you're enjoying the series so far, please subscribe and like. And if you've got any ideas on how we can improve this Spin the Wheel series, what rules we could bring in, then feel free to leave them as a comment below. Until next time, cheers.